afternoon, friends and neighbors. This is your good buddy Bulldawg coming at you again, live and uncut from the Burn Studios here in the wilds of upstate New York. Before I go any further, I need to give a really heartfelt shout out. Big, huge thanks to the 14 folks that brave the unknown and subscribe to this channel. I'm brand new and I need all the help I can get, and I really appreciate you taking that step of faith. I hope a lot more people will help me out too. Gonna do the best I can here, folks. So today, I just wanted to talk about a blend, and it's a blend that is really well known. Yeah, you've read the title, I'm sure. You know that it is Hal o' the Wynd. Okay. In Scotland, I believe they say Hal o' the Wynd, but I ain't Scottish, so I'm going to keep on calling it Hal o' the Wynd. I do believe it is derived from a character from a story way back in the 1800s, maybe even earlier than that. Hal o' the Wynd, I believe it actually meant Hal o' the Winding Path, and that was the name of the character, who was exceptionally strong. And a lot of people find this blend to be exceptionally strong as well. Now, the reason that I'm bringing this up as my very first blend review is because there are a lot of people that I've come across who have not tried it yet. Oh, I've had it in the cart, I just haven't pulled the trigger. Oh, it looks interesting, but there are so many different other seasonal blends or limited edition blends that keep coming out, and I just end up not buying it. I don't know, it looks old. So many different things I've heard, and I really highly recommend this one. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I highly recommend this one. This is my go-to. As a matter of fact, I often refer to this as Hal o' the Friggin' Wynd. Here's why. You know that day where you go and you want to have a pipe, but you can't quite make up your mind on what blend to go for? I don't know whether I want an English or whether I want a burley or an aromatic. And oh, well, there it is. Hal o' the Friggin' Wynd, faithful hound. And that's just the way it is for me, man. It's my go-to. And I have I have quite a bit that's stashed away in my cellar right now, aging. But as I'm giving away the entire contents of my video, let me continue. All right, so please excuse me while I'm looking at my notes here. I'm going to do my best. Excuse me. All right, so it is Hal o' the Wynd. It comes in both the 50 gram tin or the 100 gram tin, and some places will actually still offer it to you in bulk if you're lucky enough. So that way you save a little bit of money. It is produced by Kohlhaas and Cope. I think they're just calling themselves Cope right now. Excuse me. The country of manufacture, I believe, was originally by Rattrays, and that was in Scotland. But I guess it's changed hands a couple of times, and now it's being produced in Germany by Cope. The blend style is what I call a Weberper, all right, because it has the components Virginia, Burley, and Perique, and the Burley comes in the form of Kentucky in this one. So you got the Kentucky fire cured in this, and well, we'll talk more about that. So let's go to the tin description. It says, Hal o' the Wynd. Hal o' the Wynd is a Virginia-based mixture. Fire-cured Kentucky is added to a base of a variety of Virginias, and Perique completes this mixture. It is then pressed and finally rubbed by hand into a broken flake. So, there you have it. Let's see, I can show it to you. It is a ready rubbed blend, as they have said. So it's almost looking ribbon cut, but not quite. It's like a flake that's been hand rubbed. Let's see if you can see this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Good stuff, man. Oh, I can't get enough of the smell of that. The jar note. You're going to think I'm weird, you know. You hear people talking about like the citrus notes of Virginias and stuff, but man, the first time I ever opened this up, I was like, oh, man. I got orange juice and raisins. You know, a lot of people, you know, people who don't smoke any pipe tobacco normally will smell the jar and say, oh, it just smells like raisins. My daughters are like, oh, it smells like raisins, just like every other one. So this one actually does have that raisiny quality with a bit of orange juice and hay. I'm not really getting the Perique or the Kentucky on the nose, on the tin note. It does smell like a straight Virginia. But, oh, man. Oh, boy, I'm here to tell you this is some good stuff. All right, so let me light it up. I do have my, let's see, it's a Savinelli 207 Regimental. If you don't have one of these boys for smoking Virginias, I highly recommend them. It's a straight apple, little on the smaller side, so it's great. It does an awesome job at smoking Virginias. I don't have any better Virginia burner, I don't think. All right, so here we go. I started with the char light already, so it should light pretty easy. It's not overwhelming, but the Perique is definitely there. It brings a little bit of spice. It's not overwhelming by any stretch. But definitely the Virginias are in the forefront. It's got a nice tang from the reds. I'm suspecting there are brights in this as well. It looks it in the blend as I'm looking at it, but really that could be anything. But there are lighter pieces, and I'm detecting a bit of a hay note there. Just like a real sweet hay, you know, like an alfalfa hay. That mixed with the tang from the reds gives it almost like a fermented hay quality. I remember my daughters actually were in 4-H raising hogs, and the hog barn was next to the dairy barn. And so the dairy barn had those big round bales of hay that were there, and as they came apart, you knew the ones that had gotten wet because, man, they started fermenting on the inside. Not quite to the point of rotting and stinking, but like it's just a nice fermenting smell. Let me tighten up that draw just a bit. Not as much Perique on the retrohale as you would think. It's got, you know how obviously Burleys are considered to be chocolatey and nutty. This is not chocolatey by any stretch. But it has a nuttiness, like a nutty quality all to its own. Yeah, so I'd sum this up as the fermented hay with the Virginias working together with some decent spice. Not a lot, mind you, from the Perique. There's not a whole hell of a lot here. It's just enough to keep it interesting, as I've heard Beans 316 say before. The Kentucky is just a condiment. You don't get that barbecue sweetness, the sweet smokiness. If you're really, really, really careful, you might be able to tweak it out a bit. But the key word for this blend is balance. This has got excellent, excellent balance to it. As a matter of fact, let me back up a bit. When I first started smoking a pipe and trying all the different blends and everything, I started out as an aromatic guy, and then I tried Frogmorton's Cellar and another blend that I had found called Shortcut to Mushrooms, like in as in the Lord of the Rings, and that one was like it was very Frogmorton as well. I really wasn't into straight tobacco flavor yet. Although I suppose, like with the with Latakia and Kentucky, that's treated, but it's still straightforward. But being from a household where my parents smoked cigarettes, and I didn't care for the cigarettes, I really shied away from plain tobacco flavor for a long time. I was really worried about that. Didn't have any money to spend on extra tobacco. There was no internet, so I couldn't check out blends. I didn't have anybody in the area that I knew that smoked pipes. So I believe, where did I see that? I came across it later, much later, and I think I did see it online, and I ordered it. Just on a leap of faith, just trying it. I cracked that tin. Man, that thing opened up all new worlds for me. It just smells that good. It's really, really good. I was not familiar with Virginias at all, let alone vapors. But it was an absolute game changer for me. Just opened all the doors for me, and I decided to try a whole lot more. It was just that blend for me, you know? Yeah, it's really, that nuttiness is backing off. The Perique is still there, but it seems like it's easing off a little bit. No, I still got the tingle on the tongue. Yeah, it's still there. I get a little nuttiness on the Rattray still. But balance, 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 balance. Wow. This is just one of those that if you want to sit back and tweak out all the flavors and components, you certainly can. But if it's just that one pipe where you're just going to be reading or you're focused on something else, you can do that too. It's just really enjoyable. Very good. And compared to a lot of other blends, it's very affordable too. There's no tongue bite, none whatsoever to speak of. I've never really had tongue bite from this. But I'll tell you, if you really chooch on it, it can get hot and has a tendency to really want to get hot, especially down in the second half. Be careful with it. Take your time with it. It's worth it, man. This is one of those, you see me puffing on it right here to tweak out the flavors, but this is one of those that is suited best to just barely burning. Keep it low and slow, man. Low and slow. Yeah, no tongue bite. Just get that tingle on the tongue from the Perique. Man, I am in the zone, let me tell you. Mm. The cellaring potential on this has got to be fantastic. I'm working on it presently right now. I have some that's been sitting in the cellar for a few years, and I don't dare open it until it's got some age on it. But in the meantime, I'm smoking the fresh stuff, and it is damn fine, let me tell you. But being that it's a Virginia-based blend, it's got all that sugar in the leaf. And man, oh man, when I pull that out after aging, I've had other aged Virginias before with the sugar crystals all up and down it and everything, just sparkling in the light. Man, it is just fantastic. Something that comes to mind is a lot of the old Kringle Flake. I've got some older Kringle Flake that's doing just that. Pulled it out for Christmas, and yeah, it was just really sweet with those sugar crystals. Just fantastic. Everything just mellows and blends together. I liken it to a batch of chili, even though chili isn't normally sweet. But I liken it to a batch of chili. When you have chili, yeah, it's damn good when it's fresh. You put it in the fridge for a day or two for all those flavors to meld. There's a big difference, man. The flavor is just fantastic after a day or two. It's the same kind of thing with a lot of tobaccos, especially ones that have the Virginia in them. Wouldn't recommend doing too much with aromatics. As a rule, people do not age aromatics because there are several aromatics that just do not age well. It's the topping that goes on it. And the toppings just do not fare well over time. Either they fade away or they change. I've actually had them taste rancid too, which was just disgusting. I ended up having to throw it away. But some of them are all right. I notice like vanilla blends tend to hold up a little bit better than others, but you start getting into like really exotic stuff, like fruit flavors and stuff. It can get a little sketchy and weird after a few years. But if you just get a straight up blend with Virginia in it, man, you're good to go. Age that sucker if you can. I didn't mention the dryness factor of it. I have a dryness scale that I'm working with here. What did I say? I said, moisture. I had 5 different levels. I have swamp cabbage, which if you think about something like a lot of the Gawith blends, when you pull it out of the tin and you mush it together, you pinch it, and it just clumps into that goop. That's the swamp cabbage that I'm talking about. You got to let that dry out. Step down from that would be damp. Obviously, yeah, you could probably smoke it out of the tin, but sometimes it does a little bit better staying lit if you dry it out for a little bit, 15, 20 minutes or so. Then I have Bullseye. This is Bullseye. Let me tell you, straight out of the tin. Just hammer right into it, man. That Bullseye is absolutely perfect. All right, and then after that I have Parched, a little bit on the dry side. You probably don't have to rehydrate it. You can if you want, but a lot of the times if it's a little on the drier side, it's good. Just take it easy on it so it doesn't just like torch up on you. Then you got Mummy Dust. Okay, Mummy Dust. Let me explain that. For any of you who have ever had a Manil blend, that's Mummy Dust. That's just a shag cut burley, and it is drier than dry. And that is my example of Mummy Dust. You touch it, and it just like turns to dust. You got to be really careful with that stuff. You don't want to handle it too terribly much. All right, so overall, would I recommend this? You already know. Yeah, absolutely. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being no and 5 being abso-friggin-lutely, I would say I would put this on a 4.5. It's really, really good. It's just one of those that holds its place in my rotation constantly. It has never gone anywhere, has always been there ever since I first tried it. It's my desert island blend, and that's why I really wanted to kick off my very first blend review here on The Burn with Holla the Friggin' Wynd. Thank you so much. This is your good buddy Bulldawg, thanking you very, very much for joining us here at The Burn. I'll see you next time.